Step two step. What's up? It's co-host Banana over here. And your all's favorite Theo. Step two step. Last time I said step by step in the beginning. I don't know why. I was like, shit, I kind of fucked that up, but
after
hey,
all
it sounded good. Step by step, and it sounded good in the moment. But we got a banger top 5 PBS kids shows, Reddit stories. How well do you know me? We got a couple other topics going on. First one, let's start off with the top 5 PBS kid shows to hit it off. Okay, I just want to tell you guys, I didn't know half of these were PBS kids shows. 1 and 2. I was a Nick Jr. kid.
I was definitely a PBS kid.
I didn't do any of this bullshit with PBS unless I was in school. What was I gonna say? And leave down below what's your top 5, please. Okay, number 5, PBS kids. What's yours?
Caillou. You never watched Caillou?
I hate Caillou. I used to get made fun of because my head was shaved. I looked like Caillou. So I don't like fucking Caillou no more.
I loved Caillou. Like, I would sing the song and everything.
My number 5, Curious George. But it wasn't really a show, but there was a video game that was a Curious George, and it was kind of fun. It was like the museum where you had to like sneak around the museum and shit. It was,
What'd you play it on?
Xbox, I think. Original Xbox.
Oh.
So.
I hated Curious George. I didn't even put it in my top 5.
Number 4,
yeah,
Super Y.
Is that the one?
Super Y.
Yeah, I don't know it, but is that the one with those kids in the capes and the masks?
Listen, I didn't watch that show, but I've seen it a couple times. I'm like, oh, I know this show, so I'll just put that up there at number 4. Low key, honestly, I should have put Curious George up there because I think I've seen that way more than I've had Super Y, but Super Y has a little catchy and a little kid friendly. I don't know.
Yeah, I never watched Super Y.
Number 4.
Number 4 is Arthur.
I was gonna put that down, but I wasn't much of an Arthur guy. I didn't like him. Fucking nerd.
Arthur, Franklin, and Buster were kind of like I watched those a lot.
Number 3.
Number 3, Bill Nye.
Bill Nye, the science
Bill
guy.
Nye.
My only problem, I didn't know that was a PBS kids show. 1 and 2. I've only watched it if I was at school. Yeah, so.
Did your whole class, like when you guys watched?
Nye,
did you guys sing it?
Bill. Yeah, I think so.
My class went hard with it for no reason.
My number 3, I used to have a bunch of toys of this, and if you haven't watched this, is there something wrong with you? Bob the Builder.
Oh my gosh, my brother.
Bob the Builder, can we fix it?
Yeah, my brother was obsessed with Bob the Builder. Like, he had
when
Bob
I was at
the
my
Builder
dad's
bedding.
house, we would watch Bob the Builder.
I convinced him to be more of a handyman-y.
Bob the Builder was a cool show. It looked kind of weird back in the day with the little. I think they were clay figures, but it was a nice, decent show. I put that number 3.
He had like the toys, the bedding, the everything.
Number 2, right?
Yeah, number 2.
No, me.
Okay.
I got Bill Nye the Science Guy. What can I say more? Teach me how to do shit, please.
That's true. My number 2, Magic School Bus.
That's a good one.
I love.
We watched that in school a lot. My number 1 is Magic School Bus.
Really?
So yeah. Listen, I'm not a PBS kid, but when I seen these, Magic School Bus was my top favorite. Because listen, every time in fucking science class, I want to watch Magic School Bus or Bill Nye. I don't want to do science. Boring, sleep.
But
I want to watch the show. So every time the show was on, it was going to be good.
Yeah.
So.
My number 1 is Dragon Tales.
I wasn't much, but I'm not a PBS kid. Next episode, we're doing Nick Jr. fucking shows. And guess what? I don't even know. I'm going to have a top 10.
We should do top 10 because there's a lot.
No, top 5. Simple and easy. But something in the news the other day in Lincoln, Nebraska, where I'm from, some person apparently was found alive or started breathing at a funeral home.
Yeah, like they have already been
The person was like
pronounced
70.
dead.
They were like 79. I think you said when you're reading it to me that they. What did they say? They said that. Oh shit! Hold
One
on.
of the workers, like,
No, so she was at a nursing home, pronounced dead. They took her to the funeral home, and then she was like started breathing, so they called the
Yeah.
cops.
or they called 911 and they like did CPR and
Nothing
stuff.
criminal.
No criminal activity
Yeah,
involved.
just
They just medical mishap.
But they are asking questions to the
Nursing home.
and the
funeral home.
funeral home, and
But they
had
both
no
didn't.
comments.
Yeah, they both had
Publicly,
no
though.
comments.
Publicly. I don't know about behind the bars, behind the scenes,
Right, right.
But I mean, Sean, my boy Sean, he was
Oh
like,
yeah.
he posted something I think on Facebook was like, if you're gonna do this, at least check for a pulse first. Pronounce
He's
someone dead.
yeah. I mean, technically
Listen,
you're
what if that
supposed
was
to.
like your mom or something, or in your case, your dad, and they took him to the fucking thing and said, yeah, he's pronounced dead, and then next thing you know, he comes out alive. So you put me through all that struggles just to, and sadness.
If someone came up to me right now and said, "Hey, your dad's alive. He's in a different state," like, you know how mad I'd be for the last 2.5 years of grief that I've went through just for someone to be like, "Yeah, they're not dead."
that was a fake.
I'd be so mad.
Yeah, but that's crazy. At least check for a pulse. I mean, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Unless she just magically started breathing, unless she was breathing the whole time.
And she might have been. At least, like, in my dad's situation, like, I asked the doctors to do all the tests possible to verify whether he was alive or dead. And once they completed all the tests and they said there's no signs of life, then I'm like, okay. Like, I did everything I could to verify signs of life. Because if there was a chance, I would have fought, But there was no chance, so... There's
That's
nothing
crazy.
I could do.
I couldn't believe someone telling me, yeah, they died and then they came back to life. And
Yeah, wasn't it hours later?
yeah, I mean, I guess they were old, and I don't know if they had any family, but I mean,
I'm sure they do. Maybe.
but imagine they were like young.
Like my dad, 42.
What if it was like Harper?
That'd be crazy.
Yeah, she just woke up. So you told me the fucking bitch died, but she wanted to be in a nursing home. That's different.
Right.
So I mean,
And
yeah,
my dad wasn't either.
yeah. So that's just a crazy topic to talk about. I mean, just a what if that would happen to you kind of type of situation.
Yeah.
And comment down below, what would you guys do if that happened? I mean, would you sue? I don't know. I don't even know
Can
if you
you
could.
sue?
For wrongly, I
For
don't know.
like medical mishap, but
For some money, maybe.
I don't know.
Heart attacks, man. Shit, I don't know. Okay, next thing up, struggles of having joint custody.
What are your struggles with it?
Well, we have 50-50 Sunday to Sunday. And the major thing that sucks is that there's a couple. Is that halfway through the week, it's good to have a break. Let's not forget that.
Right.
It's good to have a break every once in a while. But once you start getting past day 1 and 2 of giving her up, it's like, damn, now I miss her. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like the day of break was good. Little day off, little. You don't have to watch the kid, or you get to do whatever you want. But then it comes where like, oh, I miss her. I just want, because she's funny, want to hang out around with her, especially if you're at the house by yourself.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, yeah, I want her around, it's kind of fun. I mean, it's always nice to have a day off, but like at the end of the day, literally like it'll be Monday and I'm like, damn, I wish we had her, but
Yeah.
that's a struggle. Or she has to adjust. Let's just say at her mom's, she does different. At our house, well, our rules are different. So now she has to adjust to our rules versus their rules.
Right.
And they might be different. They might be the same. But, I mean, I don't know. I don't care. That's your time. You do whatever you got to do. Unless she comes to me and has a problem. That's the only reason why I care. But if, everything's good, everything's good. It's not my problem. And it's none of my business. Until it has to become my business. Same other way around, too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I agree. I think another struggle, with joint custody. Like, thinking back about my parents with their divorce, communication was terrible. Like, they couldn't communicate with each other without being so hostile. Like, to the point where I had to communicate for them.
It's hard, though. Because one person says something that's not true, and then the next person says something that's not true.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I get that. Any other struggles you got? I feel like you could go on forever with struggles of joint custody. It also depends on, like, your situation, like us versus her mom. Like, you know what I mean?
Or anyone, you know, it just depends, like, what they do, like.
Well, it depends, like, if you have, gosh, what am I trying to say? Like, if you guys are civil with each other, or if you're not, you know, because if you're not, like my parents, it makes it a lot worse for the children. But, like, you guys are pretty civil, so it's
A little bit. I mean,
you know,
good and bad moments.
right.
I mean, it's just tough because, you know, if you want to do something, well, now, you know, I have joint physical custody, so
You have joint legal physical
so
custody.
now I can have a say in whatever, and that's not just
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that's another thing, you know. I'm not saying every dad out there is good, but, you know, once you get that good one, you know, the dad should have a part in that too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not everyone's like that, but
Mm-hmm.
people that want to fight, want to try, you're hiding them. That's not good.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. What do you think?
Let's see. I don't know. I can only speak on my experience with my parents' divorce. So they, like...
But it's also different because we have our 50-50 versus every other weekend.
Well...
Because my dad had me Tuesday, Thursday, every other weekend. I barely got to see you.
Well, see, and, like,
Now
my
Harper,
parents...
my daughter, she gets to see us every other week. So it's a little different. Now you can get used to us a little bit
Well,
more.
and so, like, you and Harper, you guys are experiencing... Like, you experienced it when you were a child, like, young like her. You know, she's young. She's experienced it. I didn't experience a divorce until I was 13. So my whole life, my parents were together. And then at 13, it just exploded. And all of a sudden, my mom's out of the home. And my parents don't have any nice things to say about each other. So it was very different. And my mom moved out of, you know, the school district. So we lived with my dad full time. My mom saw us every other weekend. So it's kind of like... You know, it's different, a different situation versus yours. I mean, I saw my mom probably more than you saw your dad.
Yeah,
but
and another thing hard is, like I said, transitioning into different households. Like,
yeah,
you know, if I discipline her more respectfully because I'm a guy, so there's going to be more rules and more boundaries. Especially you're my daughter, so
more right.
You know what I mean. And any other dad that's out there, you could probably, you know, give in to. I mean, she might be your little girl, but she's definitely not going to step over me. That's just, you know, how I am.
That's how my dad was. Like,
but
daddy's
as the
girl,
mom,
he very much,
if they don't discipline her, then it's harder for her to transition. But I'm not saying nothing bad, but, you know, that's just how, you know, females are sometimes. They just, you know, we're not going to discipline
it's that
you
mothery.
Because, yeah, it's the mothery.
It's
just
the mother inside
it's just,
of
that's
us.
how
yeah.
it is, you know. That's how it's.
Like, when she's with me all day on the weekends, like, we're cool. She doesn't go to timeout, but when you get home, she goes to timeout.
She has a little attitude.
She doesn't have attitude with me. If she does, I snap my fingers and look at her, and she's like, "Oh, okay, shit, I can't do that."
She does pretty good though. I think it's just like the first day.
Yeah.
So I mean,
so.
she does good. Timeout like 5 times. Sometimes she's really bad. Sometimes she's good. It just depends how lenient we are too.
Yeah.
But I mean, the only thing I don't like is that you're not telling me no. One time she turned around and was like, "No, okay." All I have to do is point.
Yeah.
Point right to the chair and give you that look, right in timeout.
I give her that teacher look.
And now she's at that phase where she's stomping and shit.
Yeah, how do you feel about the stomping?
I don't like it. I think it's disrespectful.
I would
get
so
yourself,
much trouble for stomping.
You got yourself in the timeout. Don't be stomping. That's your fault.
Yeah.
And when you're out of timeout, I'll explain to you why you went in timeout. Please don't do it again.
Which is what they tell us, like, in my profession, that's what they tell us is, like, the children's mind is closed off when they're in trouble. And so it won't open back up until their body is calm.
And it's not
so
really
there's
a
no point
timeout.
in like.
I like
telling
I
them.
like that though, because it's like a calm down the chair.
It's not necessarily time out. It's
I like that because
calm your
I think
body.
timeout's a bad thing. Like, just go calm your body. But if you do something really bad, now it is a timeout chair. Go.
Right.
If I have to spank your
Right.
fucking butt, I'm gonna spank your butt. Not hard, because listen, you have a diaper on.
Right.
You know what I mean? You get one little spanking, and then if you're not gonna go in timeout, you'll get two.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I give you a couple chances. I give you 3 strikes and you're out. And then you're going right in timeout. Hey, can you please eat your food? And you haven't ate anything all day.
Yeah, I'd be mad.
You're like, you're not eating. All you're doing is watching TV or drinking your juice. Can you please eat again? You know what I mean? If you're not hungry, you're not hungry. But guess what? You get no snack or no dessert.
Right.
It's not
you can
happening.
eat that dinner.
Because at the end of the day, I don't want my kids to run all over me. I run this house, not you.
Right.
But, we'll have fun and everything. We have fun all day. But the moment you have an attitude and it's in the wrong place at the wrong time, you're going in timeout. Especially out in public. This is our next topic.
I was just going to say
Next
out in
fucking
public.
topic. We'll roll right into this. Controlling kids at the store. And I have a story about that today. So me and this guy, we're talking. Me and my coworker. We're talking. This lady has 3 kids. Listen, I get it's hard. I get it, They're running around everywhere, being loud. They have like a balloon blowing it up. I get having fun. But listen, my point is, in public, you should have control over your kids where, they're not doing that. Like, they're in people's way, kind of embarrassing. And, I get if you can't control it and you're trying. This lady wasn't even trying. She didn't care, 1. And 2, she was on the phone talking. Hey, be quiet. Like,
That's all she did?
You're not even watching them. She did it once. She tried to stop him once. Then then keep talking. Get off your fucking phone and take care of your fucking kids. Because listen, another thing is that's what happens when the fucking parents
Let the kids do whatever.
No. That's what happens when you have that parent that's like, "Where's my kid at?" You'll hear him, "Where's my kid at? I can't find him." Well, if you were fucking paying attention and didn't they have them run off, do anything, especially when they're not old enough, they're just running everywhere. That's what you're gonna fucking get. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because listen, I see totally opposite. So that lady today, anyone, I'm not even saying about that lady, but that's just a story of the topic. And but then you see people like that don't have control. Then you see other parents, their kids are sticking to the car, not running around, not over controlling. It's 2 different worlds.
Yeah.
I saw this parent and the kids like, "Hey, meet me over here." They weren't messing around or anything.
Mm-hmm.
They got the stuff and went right back to their mom, and the mom came up. They weren't yelling. They weren't playing around. One was a little bit older. I'll give him that, maybe like 10. Another one was probably 5. But still, you're having, that's how it should be, I think. Because listen, if I'm shopping and you have
I'm
your
not trying
annoying
to-
ass kid in
right.
the way, it's like, dude, come on, bro, get your fucking kid.
Like, I'm all for, like, my parents, they had to take us, but...
It's all good to have fun, and kids don't understand that. It's like, get out of the way, but like, it's just, there's
They
this
don't.
one chick that has like 10 kids. I think, I don't know, this rumors. And her mom looks like a fucking crackhead. I don't give a fuck. There's these 2 kids. They're like screaming. I think she shops for her daughter. And they're like screaming. They had the kid in the fucking cart. And the other kid, the older kid, was like running with the kid down the aisle. Screaming. Wouldn't listen. Oh, and the other day, this lady was at the checkout spot.
Like
and
the same lady?
That the chick I was talking,
okay.
no, not the lady that I was talking about before. This is the crackhead older lady that's
Right,
watching
that's what I meant, that
Yeah.
same lady.
I told you the story. The kid ran out to the little
did,
street
yeah.
outside area and was standing next to those poles that don't let the cars
Into the store.
Yeah, if they were gonna run in. He ran over there. She was like, "Get back fucking over here! What are you doing?" It's like, dude, if my kids did that, especially with my mom,
So much
when
trouble.
they got home, they would be done for the
Yeah.
night. They'd be done. They would learn the lesson not to ever do that again.
Yeah, I agree.
But listen, once you start implementing that, when they go to grandma's house, they're not going to do that. I want
Yeah.
my kids to have, hey, if you go to other people's places, especially your friend's house,
You need
and
to
shit,
respect
you
everything.
need to respect that that's their house.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to go get snacks whenever you want. You ask, hey, can I have this?
Speaking of that, I know it's we didn't write it down, but that just reminded me of a story. I think I saw a TikTok or something, and this girl, her son had a friend over, and they went to the pool that day. Whatever, yada yada. They did whatever they did, and she was like, "Hey, what do you guys want for dinner? This is what I'm thinking about making." And the little boy's friend goes, "I don't like that." And she was
I never
like,
did that. Listen,
okay,
my
what do
friend,
you like? And so she made him specifically what he said he wanted. She made it for the whole family just so this little boy would be happy.
Listen,
and he didn't even eat it.
When I was at my friends' houses, I ate whatever they made. I even tried it. If I didn't like it, I at least tried it.
If I knew I didn't like it, I still tried it
Listen,
anyway.
the Matas. Shout out to the Matas. I went over their house. Listen, different from my parents, but, you know, my stepdad's a little picky, and we're just normal. You know, we don't really cook. They made spaghetti. I love spaghetti with like canned mushrooms. Listen, I don't like mushrooms, but listen, I will pick around them and eat my food. I'll try one. If I don't like it, I'm not going to eat it.
Right, but at least you tried it.
Yeah, I tried it. You know, I'll try everything.
Right.
But if I don't like it, I'm not going to eat it. You know, and I'm not going to ask you to make me something else. That's disrespectful. You know what I mean? If
Yeah.
all you have is water and I don't like water, I'm still going to fucking
I'll still drink
I'm
it.
thirsty. I'm going to drink it.
Exactly.
That's just me, though. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I could, you know, I think that's the only ever time I had a problem. But it wasn't really a problem. I just had to eat around it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
I'm
don't
not going to
think
tell them, hey, can you pick it out for me? No.
Right.
Can you make me something else? No.
Yeah, I
You know
never
what
said that. If I would have said that, I hung out with my neighbor a lot.
Plus, when I always went to the Matas, I was always the kindest person ever.
Yeah.
I mean, this is your house.
I'm going to respect
I'm
your
going to
stuff.
respect what we can do and we can't do.
Mm-hmm.
We can't be loud. I'm not going to be loud. You know, maybe you got to tell me once or twice, but it's going to be for like a second. Oh, sorry.
Right.
it, you know
It's
what I
not going to be for hours of you yelling
Well, if we
at
go in
somebody's
public
house.
and I'm with you guys, I'm going to be the nicest. I'm not going to be a problem for you guys. Nothing.
Right, because you know when you get home, it's your ass.
That's how it was. I mean, they liked me. I mean,
I went everywhere with my neighbor. We lived by each other for 13 years, and we did everything together. Like, I was nice. They had no problems with me if they
because
did.
listen, if your
It
friends,
was my
if your
ass.
friends coming over to my house and they're not going to be nice or nothing, I don't.
They're
want
not
them
coming
at my
over.
house. No,
No, not at all.
she can go to your house. You can go to her house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I had a friend like that. My parents hated her coming over.
Yeah, you're not coming
And
over
so
my house.
they said, you can go
And
to
if
her
you don't
house.
like
I don't
it-
want her here.
If you don't like it, I don't care. Sorry, this is my house, not your house.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what my parents said, too.
house, not your house. You're not gonna run all over me.
Our child does pretty well.
Yeah, she's amazing.
The only reason she gets
she has a little
loud
attitude and stuff. I mean, I pick on her and stuff, but it's
is because
without.
I pick on her. I don't really pick on her. I play with her in the store, and she gets a little loud.
You just gotta tell her to, hey, please quiet down. The only problem is you say, hey. She doesn't. I don't think she knows yet. Like, hey.
She doesn't.
Like, hey. I'll say it the nicest I can. Hey,
It's-
can you please stop? It's like, I give her the look. I'm like, you're okay. I just, please.
Yeah. She doesn't know yet. She's still too young. Hopefully this summer she'll start understanding more.
It's not that much.
That's not bad. Do you want me to
Okay.
read it or you got it?
I got it.
Okay.
I'm embarrassed to post this. My 5-year-old daughter is so hard at the moment.
5-year-olds are terrible
5-year-old.
anyway.
In the nicest way possible. Hold on. In the nicest way possible, my 5-year-old daughter is so lazy and
Defiant.
defiant. I really don't know what to do anymore. Lazy? I wonder what she means by lazy.
Yeah. She's 5. I don't know. Maybe she'll tell us. Keep reading.
Okay, I tried to gentle parent this girl. Good Lord, I tried. But I've somehow created a little monster. I want to start off by saying she's clever, intelligent, and at school she does very well and is behaved. At home it is a difficult story. She wants everything done for her. She won't get dressed on her own or meet me halfway by just doing her own socks, for example. She won't eat herself.
Like feed herself. Eat by herself. Is
It
what she's
makes
trying
me
to say.
feed her and even asked me to think for her. When she's hungry, she will never tell me what she wants. She asks me to think for her and then says no to everything. She won't even wipe her own eyes and face and literally sit caked in food until I come and sort her out. If I ask her why, she just says she was waiting for me or forgot. I literally put wipes right next to her, and I don't accept her to magically be able to do everything, just some small things like eat independently or put her own shoes on. What do you think about that, though?
As someone who works with this age group, they're very difficult to begin with.
Yeah, but she said she
becoming
gently. And where's the dad at? I want to know where the dad is at, because
Right.
that has a big factor in it. Everyone wants to say, and listen, not every story is the same though. There's always two sides to every story, and there's always a different story from every single parent. But in most cases, if the dad's being how the dad is, like, hey, you're not gonna be doing that to your mom. That's a different story.
So I have experienced, there was a little boy at work that kind of had the same, like, he did phenomenal at school. He was like one of the nicest kids, but mom would be like, how is his behavior? We're like, what are you talking about? Well, he doesn't have behaviors. And mom was like, really? Because at home he's like pushing his little brother down, and we just, but at home, his home life, dad is not in the picture. Dad is, but dad does not live in the home. There is no male figure in the home.
Exactly. So it's like, hey,
And mom has, two boys.
because
one is which
my daughter,
younger.
she eats on her own, and she's
2.5.
2.5. I'm not feeding you.
No.
You have 2 hands, and listen, you have to learn how to use utensils and shit.
I feel
Because
like,
once you get to preschool and school, you have to learn how to use that cup. You got to learn how
Yeah.
to do this stuff. Just like potty training, you're gonna have to learn how to go on that potty all by yourself.
potty training is a whole
And you know what?
different thing.
Now, something that I picked up on is, we have different lifestyles from these people. Is the Little Johnsons on TLC?
Yeah.
His motto, what's his name?
Trent.
Johnson. Shout out to you. His motto is, since we are little people, I want you to find any way
To do it.
to do it.
So you don't have to rely on a normal,
yeah, so you don't have to rely on
average
people.
height person. Yeah.
Especially when you have, an average person home.
Right.
I want you to figure it out how you're going to do that. I like that.
I do too.
Because I want my kid to figure out how you're going to do that.
Yeah.
How are you going to go? I'll guide you, that's, but how are you on any given day going to go sit on that potty
Yeah. What if we're not around? What if you're
and have to go pee?
a preschool? Like, what are you
Now,
going to do?
cooking and stuff's different, but, you're going to have to learn how to, adjust to all these things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I agree,
I
I
really
agree.
like how, that is put. So let's keep moving on because,
Okay. Everything is a fight. Getting ready for school, eating, getting in pajamas. She leaves wrappers on the floor instead of throwing them in the trash. It doesn't matter how much I tell her to do things the right way. I give her consequences for her actions, which just ends in full-on tantrums and her screaming and shouting and hitting me. No thanks. I'm embarrassed to write this all down. It's like I'm constantly treading on eggshells with her.
I don't think it should be embarrassing, though, because
It's not. You're struggling with your child.
Listen, you put that out there and you'll be like, oh, you look at the comments and be like, oh, a lot of people have this.
Yeah, a lot of people
lot
do
of people
struggle
do.
like that.
You know what I mean?
We have kids with those exact behaviors in my job.
And I'm not
Like,
saying be hard on your kids.
no, but you
but
need to be stern.
This is your house, not your kid's house.
Yeah.
And another thing that I wanted to say about the other topic that we had
Oh yeah.
is, your relationship should come first, in a way. Not your kid, your relationship, because the kid picks up on a lot of shit.
Yeah.
The kid's gonna grow up and be like, "Yo, this is how you treat this person," and da 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 da.
Right. Well, if you and I
listen,
are constantly
just like-
fighting, then our child thinks
Just
that's
like another
normal.
thing I've heard, you don't know what that person's been through in their childhood, or what their parents, their home life is like. That's why they
Right.
act like this.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Or like, what if in this situation, what if I've seen a lot of like, what if mom and dad aren't together and dad's in a different home?
And I'm not saying forget about your kid,
No.
but if your relationship is strong and you guys work on it,
your kids will be
number
okay.
one, that should be, then the kid will pick up, okay, so your relationship, I'm not saying forget your kid, leave your kid out, pawn your kid off, any
Right.
of that. But your relationship should be strong, and you should learn how to find a time to do stuff in your relationship other than just every time with your kid. Like when your kid goes to bed, like us, our kid goes to bed at 9. We have that whole hour. If we lay down at 10 and go to bed, we have the whole hour to hang out.
Right.
That's what we do. We make time. You make time to fuck. You make time to do whatever. Because listen, if you don't have fucking, adios. See you later. I'll go find a different bitch. You know what I mean? You're too tired. Fuck you, bitch. I'm too tired too. Still gonna fuck.
But it's an important part of in a relationship, though. Like,
I'm saying just, I'm not saying, if your relationship's strong with a strong partner, the partner's not hitting you, and you're just going to stay with them just to stay with them, then you have to put your kid first. But
Right.
if you have a strong relationship, that should be number one, because that's how your kids are going to look at you. Be like, oh, yeah, that's how it is.
right. I agree.
Okay, next paragraph.
Okay. Other times, she is a delight, but at the moment, I just don't know. I'm trying my best, I really am, but I'm living with constant anxiety. Everything is a fight, and I am constantly trying to decide which hills to die on, because mentally I can no longer die on all of them.
Keep going.
I don't know if I'm dealing with an exceptionally strong-willed child, or if I'm a terrible parent, or if I'm dealing with some sort of disorder. I see other children who deal with the same thing so calmly and normally, and I just don't know where I'm going wrong.
Another thing is be yourself, though. I mean, you can't look at other people, oh, I wish my kid was like that.
Oh, but okay, so the next part, though, that kind of, it says, edit, I shouldn't have mentioned gentle parenting. I didn't follow it like the Bible or anything. I just liked the natural consequences part of it. I feel like that's a good sort of parent, or that's the sort of parent I needed when I was growing up, but I'm not an avid subscriber of gentle parenting. It was a silly thing to say. She does get disciplined and consequences.
My only problem is you said that's how you grew up and that's how you are. Every person's different. You know what I mean?
Right. She also said, yes, we have considered ADHD, and yes, she is on a waiting list. I was diagnosed, so it wouldn't be a surprise. To be honest, as someone who has worked with children, just reading this, I could tell you maybe a little bit of parenting, maybe a little bit of ADHD.
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
But does your kid run in your house or you do?
Well, I run this house. Well, we run this house.
I run this house, yeah. It goes me number 1, you number 2.
Well, yeah.
Exactly.
But together.
Together, but very high number 1, very low number 2. And Harper very low number 3. So that's how it works. Yeah, but
it works that way for us.
Yeah, it works.
So.
That's just, and you got to start your kid off young.
Right.
And what kind? And hold on though. You saying they do have consequences and stuff and discipline?
What are they?
Not even that. You could do anything, but are you consistent?
That's what I mean. Like, what are they?
Consistent?
What are your? But like, what is your consequence? You send her to her room. Okay, she's gonna go play in there.
It doesn't.
So that's not a consequence.
I can see that, but we put her right a chair in the corner. Go sit in your chair in this little dark spot.
Well, that's what we do. But
that's
I'm
what
like,
what is? It's every different person, but that's this example. That's what we do.
Right.
And she knows at the time at a chair, and she knows that she doesn't like to go in there.
No.
It's 2. How consistent are you doing it every time, or are you letting shit slide?
You can't let anything slide.
Are you, are you at a store and she's acting up? Then you come home, or are you at a store and she wants a sucker, but you told her no, and she's crying, and then you finally, okay, well, at home we have a sucker, and you can get that at home, or you can buy a sucker. Then so I want you to stop crying. No, you can't do that, because then she learns. Kids are very intelligent, just like she said. You cannot do that, because if they don't, like the one time Harper was acting up, my daughter was acting up at a little Mexican restaurant we have here. We came home, she did nothing.
Nothing. We got her jammies on at like 6:30, 7 o'clock that day.
Yeah, all she could do was sit in that bed
and watch TV.
That's it. No toys, nothing. Because that's not how we behave in public.
No.
I mean, it's probably pretty harsh, but
But she'll learn not to scream like that again.
Learn. Yeah, no. For no reason, too. No reason.
Just because she didn't want to eat.
I think I was like, hey, can you please eat? Bawling. Yeah.
Right.
My daughter, 18F, against my 45F advice. Decide to come out to my wealthy, bigoted parents. They have now disowned her, and now I am being blamed. What can I do to fix this? You want to read or want me to read?
Yeah, I got it. Okay. I am a single parent of 2 children, 17 male and 18F, and the unfortunate daughter of 2 boomers. My parents are the epitome of the white, wealthy boomer stereotype. They are entitled, racist, sexist, MAGA-brained bigots who abuse service workers for sport and think that attending church on Sundays makes them good Christian people. They are also stinking filthy rich due to them capitalizing on a series of business ventures in the 70s and 80s, plus generational wealth, so they're packing 7-figure bank accounts. My entire life, my parents have held their money over my head as a tool in order to get me to do what they wanted. In my teens, I ended up rebelling and going no contact with them. When I became pregnant by my late husband, he convinced me to give them a second chance and let them back into my life. Since we reconnected, they have never given me a dime for my own cost, and even after I lost my husband, they only ever helped pay off my house that my husband and I bought together. But this was purely to keep the roof over their grandchild's head, not their daughter's. In spite of that, though, they have truthfully been pretty good grandparents to my kids, and they've always known that they would fund them through college and that on their passing, they were set to inherit millions. The issue began 4 months ago when my daughter came out to me. I was so proud of her, and that I had successfully fostered an environment where she felt safe enough to open up to me like this. I was so happy. Afterwards, she broached the topic of extending the news to her grandparents, and that's where my smile faded. The following is an abridged version of what I told her. I want you to be true to yourself, and I will never deny you that. But your grandparents come from a very different age, or a very different world to the one you and I occupy. If they learn that you're gay, and it's not just they won't be able to understand you, they are going to actively punish you for it. Everything, the world is becoming more and more difficult just to exist in, and your generation are eventually going to be facing challenges that my generation will never have to deal with. I want you to be safe and secure as you go forward in life, but because your father is no longer here to help support us, I have not been able to do the right by you financially the way I wish I could have. If you come out to your grandma and grandpa, though, you will not be their gay granddaughter. To them, you'll just be another FAG. They will cut you off. That will mean no more expensive gifts, no more car, no more free ride to college, no more private apartment, no inheritance, nothing. They will take away everything. I told her that I was by no means asking her to stay in the closet. She can still live her life out and as proud as she wants. Get a girlfriend, experiment sexually. Just do not advertise it on social media, and definitely do not do it around my parents. My parents are old. They don't get out much anymore and mostly just spend time going back and forth between church, the store, and home, where they sit around reading conspiracies on Facebook. They are also not in good health, and I do not see them lasting more than 7 to 10 years. I told her if she plays her cards right and lays low around them, she will never have to struggle the way so many of her friends are struggling. and when the time comes, she can choose to bury them in a rainbow coffin if she wishes. At the time, she seemed sad, but she said that she understood, and we hugged it out, and that was that, until it wasn't.
Okay, hold on. All
That
these
was a lot.
church fucking fags. Okay?
Yeah.
These churchy fucking fags. Listen, I think we're going over the top about the LGBTQ shit because they can say stuff, no one else can say anything to them, or everyone gets canceled.
Mm-hmm.
But in this instant, who cares? Listen, tell whoever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
Because who the fuck are they? They're going to get mad at you. They don't like you. They don't love you. It doesn't fucking matter. Listen, they can give their opinion. But if you want to disown me, not give me anything because I'm this, fuck you. Be a fucking savage, just like Dana White. If you're not a fucking savage, you're not going to fucking do anything.
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck? I'm supposed to hide out for 10 years? Listen, I get it. But who gives a fuck? If it's about money, who cares?
Right.
Why would I want to hide? Everyone knows this. If you're going to hide something, it's the hardest fucking thing, annoying thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And all these church people, who care? Who cares? You're going to disown someone because they're not like you? Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
That just shows you how much of a piece of shit you are.
Yeah, and going to church isn't going to help that.
I'm not saying that. Church, they're all nice. Everyone's nice. If you're gay, you're nice.
To your face, they're nice.
If you're gay, you're nice. Your church, you're nice. They're cool people. But the Karens of the groups, that's what I don't like. Mm-hmm. Listen, I'll have friends of everything. I have family that's this. I have family that's that. But now once we get to the Karen people, I don't like you no more.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's what I don't like.
And it's none of your business what I do.
No, that's why I say, who cares? I'm gonna tell anyone.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I don't like if you post this on social media.
Like,
I'm going to post whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah, exactly. Who cares?
I don't want my daughter on social media. I'm going to post my daughter on social media if I fucking want to. If you don't like it, block me.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean?
It's with Daily through her Discord, and they have been filling her ears with things like how she needs to come out to them, how by not embracing her identity fully, she still has one foot in the closet, that even her grandparents react. Oh, even if they react negatively, she'll still at least be living her authentic self. Since she started bringing it up, I've been trying to drill it into her just what a terrible idea this was, often and repeatedly, and I thought she was listening. Well, it happened. We had my parents over for dinner, and she decided to stand up in the middle of dessert and come out to them. She had this whole speech prepared about how she knows that they're from a different time and how the world changes and how they've learned to change too. But she knows deep down they will come to accept her in time. And it was like watching a car crash in slow motion, only my daughter was in the driver's seat and the brake was completely out of my reach. After she was finished, my parents gathered their things and simply walked out. That was a month ago. They have since disowned her completely. Last week we received the news that they have written her out of their will. They have canceled her phone contract and taken back the car that was in their name. My daughter was set to inherit millions, and now she will be receiving nothing. She is currently preparing for college, and now she's facing the reality that she'll have to take out loans and get a job. Even if I anticipated this response from them...
But good. Good. Go live your fucking life and prove those motherfuckers wrong.
Right.
I want that bitch to prove them the fuck wrong. I don't want your Trump change. I don't want free money. I'm going to go make it. I'm going to be bigger and better than you are. That's what she's going to do. She's going to be that bitch that comes out making him $2 million. I don't want your million. I want to make two. Fuck you.
Right. She said, even if I anticipated this response from them, I am now still thoroughly sickened and I have cut them out once and for all. One of the last messages they sent me was, we have worked hard for our money and she won't be using it to fund her degenerate lifestyle. This was the little girl whose hand they once held in the park and whose little body they once carried on their shoulders. My daughter is inconsolable, but she has turned her anger against me. She's blaming me for this entire thing, and every day she alternates between raging and crying and raging again. Our home has become completely inhospitable. Things have been broken. My son and I are walking on eggshells. This whole time I've just...
Son?
Yeah, she has a son as well, who's a year younger than her daughter.
Oh.
This whole time I've just been taking her shit. But the last night we had another confrontation and she screamed at me this was all my fault. And that I just wanted her to live in her closet in her entire life. And I've never supported her. And this time I snapped. Oh my. I yelled back that I warned her, and she chose not to listen. That her and her pack of stupid online friends, people who have never even met my parents, they all thought they knew them better. And you decided to listen to them over the one person in this world who was actually raised by them. That I advised her on her best investment she would ever make in her life, and she blew it completely. Since then, she's been upstairs crying in her room, and I just don't know what to do. How the hell am I supposed to navigate this situation? What could I have done to protect her from this? Am I really at fault here? What could I have done different?
Nothing. Listen, just like we talked about last episode about the corn incident with the 14-year-old. She's 16. She ain't going to listen to you.
Yeah, she's 18.
With friends.
Even more, she's not going to listen.
Yeah, she's not going to listen. She'll realize a couple years down the line that you were right and I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
But at the same time, I mean, I can take both sides. Like, listen, I told you. You can't be mad at me. I told you. I told you not to say anything. And how is it my fault that they said this? I knew they were going to say it.
She warned her.
But at the same time, you shouldn't have to hide yourself from anyone. So, I mean, I don't know. Can't do nothing. She ain't going to listen. It's just one of those stages where they're a teenager and they're not going to listen. You know, you're the bad guy.
And she's 18. She's turning into an adult.
We all been there. So, I mean, what are you going to do? I just hope it doesn't ruin her. Like, I don't want to come out anymore. Who gives a fuck? Prove them wrong.
That's what I would do.
Prove them wrong. Now, if she was doing drugs and shit.
Then yeah.
Yeah, you're a cokehead. You're a fucking crackhead. I don't want to be associated with you. Now you're not getting the money. Just because you don't like guys, you probably not gonna. Like, fuck.
So what?
Good. Now I don't want your money. Go have it go to someone else. I don't give a fuck.
Right. To the extent to write her out of the will?
Yeah, who cares?
That's so crazy.
But she don't know any better.
No, she doesn't.
I don't even want to read the rest of this.
The rest of it's just advice that she was given.
Okay, how well do you fucking know me, bitch? Barely any, banana. Okay. What is your partner's relationship like with their parents? Dead to me?
Stop. Okay.
Literally dead?
Okay. How's my relationship with my dad?
That's a weird question.
I get it. Okay, how was it before he died?
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Rocky, okay.
No, we were good. How's mine and my mom's?
Pretty good.
You and your mom are hit and miss. You and your stepdad are even more hit and miss. Like for them. We met on a dating app.
Care? I'm not even going to say anything.
I honestly don't want to know. Because, like, what if it makes me mad?
It makes you mad. I don't even want to talk about this, to be honest, because it's going to piss me off. Something, especially about her.
Okay, so Skip. Did your partner have pets growing up? You had a dog at your dad's?
Yeah, and?
Then it died.
What was the name?
I don't know.
I've had 2 dogs. Actually, I had like a couple.
I don't know the name.
Buddy. He was a golden retriever.
You have told me that before.
And his girlfriend had a dog, like a black lab, very fuzzy. I don't know if it was a black lab, but it ran away and never came back. And then, so my mom and Tony got, or stepdad got, this little, I don't know what type of dog it was, but we called him Dookie. And then we, from the trailer park to the apartments, we couldn't have a pet, so that was Sandra's dog.
Oh.
And that was like Sandra's best friend.
Did I have any pets?
Maybe a cat? Dog, maybe? You don't talk about anything. They die? Good. Kick them in a couple heads.
No.
Joey DSL, want him tender, kick him in the head a couple times.
We had a basset hound dog for like 13, 14 years. We had one cat who ended up getting pregnant, and we kept all 4 babies. She had 3 girls and 1 boy. The boy impregnated all 4 girls. So then we had like 16 cats. We had a fish tank. And then I got another dog. His name was PJ. And then we got another dog, which is Bear, the little brown one at my brother's. I don't know if you saw him. And then I had another dog.
A whole fucking buffet, dude.
And then I had...
Are you done yet?
No.
You write a fucking list?
And then I had the Corgi and German Shepherd when I had my own apartment. And then the dogs at my mom's house. So we've had a lot of pets.
Next. Where does your SO see themselves... Oh, significant other see themselves in 5 years. What about 10 years?
I've told you what I want to do.
Be a therapist?
Yeah.
Fail college a couple more times?
I don't want to fail any more times.
Be a mother?
Yeah. For you, get out of your job. That's for fucking sure.
I fucking hate that place.
Maybe 1 or 2 kids. 1, very questionable. 2.
2, if I have another one. Okay, why ask myself?
Well, not anytime soon, but in the next 5 to 10 years.
What is your partner's ex's situation?
We're good.
Are
Nope.
they still pals with past?
That says lovers.
Hey, listen, if you still talk to your ex, but adios. See you later. And the only reason why I have to is
because you have kids. Yeah.
And it's not like I'm like, hey, No,
No, you
I'm
literally
here.
only talk about the children.
I'm here and adios. Don't even talk to me otherwise.
Yeah, exactly.
What is your partner open to
Relocation?
for your work or theirs? I mean, we live in the same place. I mean, you relocated to here.
I did relocate here for the relationship.
Yeah, I wasn't moving to no ugly chick's house. Sorry. I make bitches come to me.
And I was living it with my mom at the time, so.
For jobs, I mean, maybe. Listen, if I didn't have no kids, I would be out of the state in 5 fucking seconds. I would be somewhere else in the middle of fucking nowhere. I would be in Maine. I would be in fucking Vermont, somewhere in the middle of fucking nowhere where no people are at. No people are going to. I want to be in nowhere. Or out in the country in like Montana. I always wanted to go to Montana. The only problem is bears. I don't know if I want to fucking carry a 22 with a shotgun fucking
At all times.
Yeah. Does your partner grow up religious? Do they want religious in their future? Yes. Didn't you guys go to church?
Yeah, we did go to church every Sunday, and then I did Bible school every Wednesday, and I did that for about
And you turned
10
out
to
like
12
this?
years. Yeah.
You might need a...
I also helped teach Bible school.
Yeah, I don't think...
in the
you did.
summers?
They could have read your future. No, I mean, my dad's side is religious.
Yeah, but you didn't really grow up in religion.
I don't think I would ever want to be. You know, I'm open to anything, but I just don't have time, you know? The world, I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to make money. I'm not trying to be at the same job for 19 fucking 100 years. I want to live my life and then die. And if we do something else, go to heaven, then we do that. But I'm trying to live out my life the best I can instead of wasting my Sundays going to fucking church. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, I was a kid, so I didn't have a choice. My parents wanted us to go.
Does your partner want to get married someday? No. Or yes, sorry, you.
Yes, I do. You're hesitant about it.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
It's just something we gotta work.
It's just,
work
something
for.
that doesn't... The guy's always wrong, Because listen, we get married, you take half of my money. You take the kids. It's like, what's the point for me?
Yeah. No, I get it. Move your foot. How does your partner feel about talking about the past or the future?
These questions are lame. I mean, good? I don't know.
We don't, collectively together, we don't really talk about the past.
That's because I don't care about your past.
Well, not like that, but just like about anything in the past.
Sometimes. Stories and stuff.
Yeah, we mostly talk about the future and like what our next move is, and
But it's also easier to think about the future than the past because...
it hurts to think about my past because like my dad's situation,
Well,
but
yeah, I have kids though, so I got to think about every step I take.
right.
You know
We
what I
don't
mean?
have time to think about the past. We have to think about the future at all times.
Does your significant one want children? If so, how many? 3 max. Till you only get one, bitch.
I told you, as long as I get to experience pregnancy once, I'm cool.
How does your partner feel about their middle and high school days?
Middle school and high school.
Trash.
I
Worst
hated
thing
that.
ever. Whoever went to fucking high school, trash. High school's the worst thing ever.
Worst 4 years of your fucking life.
Literally, everyone's a fucking bitch. No wonder why people KYS themselves and shit. It's just like the worst thing ever.
I agree.
Like, it's just not fair for anyone. Teachers don't care. Like, I'm kind of scared of my kids going in that shit. You know, it's just not. Just like the story of the like the teenager, I had these friends and and then they learned from it. I mean, I don't know. Everyone goes through it.
Yeah, they do.
Those questions were lame.
They were kind of.
Okay, guys. Step to step. We're out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube are the main ones. Like some of the other ones, like Pandora and shit. But those are just from fucking weirdos that listen on that shit. But yeah, leave a like. And if we get more comments, next episode I want to do...
We can read those comments.
No. I want to do the top comment. We'll put a picture up on there.
Oh, okay.
Read it. Who's the name? So you'll get featured on your name. Any of the platforms on a short, whatever's the best, funniest comment that we have, that's what we're probably going to do.
Okay.
So leave a like, subscribe, comment down below what you want to hear. Peace.